So, we have a story for you today that connects an ancient mountain range with some seriously cutting-edge AI. It's a story about ecology, the law, and how one single number put an entire ecosystem in jeopardy.
So what's the story with this number? 90%. Well, that's how much of India's ancient Aravalli mountain range just lost its legal protection, all because of one seemingly tiny change in a rule. It's a huge, critical environmental story. And as we unpack it for you, we're also going to show you how we used modern AI tools to bring this very complex topic to life. All right, first things first, let's really get a handle on what's at stake here. And to do that, you gotta get to know these incredible ancient hills.
Before we dive into the whole controversy, it is absolutely crucial to understand that these aren't just any old hills. The Aravallis are a living, breathing ecosystem, millions of years old. In fact, they're one of the oldest mountain ranges on the entire planet.
I mean, just look at what this range actually does. It's a natural wall holding back the massive Thar Desert. It recharges the groundwater that millions of people depend on, it's home to countless species, it stops soil from eroding, and it literally cleans the air for the whole region. It is a true ecological powerhouse.
Now, for decades, the Aravallis have been getting hammered by mining, deforestation, you name it. So in an effort to protect them, the Supreme Court came up with what seemed like a really simple solution: a new, clear-cut legal definition for what counts as a hill. But as you're about to see, this simple solution had a totally devastating and maybe unintended consequence.
And this is the heart of the whole problem. The new rule says a hill is only a hill if it's at least 100 meters high. It's just a number, right? Seems kind of arbitrary, but that one number has had a massive, massive impact. It effectively stripped legal protection from 90% of the Aravalli range, including all those lower hills and slopes that are most important for the ecosystem.
So how do you take a story that's this complicated and make it something that people can actually understand and engage with? Well, in our case, we used a new set of AI tools to help us build this very explainer. Let's pull back the curtain and see how it works.
This is pretty much the modern creator's workflow right here. You start with your source material, the facts. Then you use AI to help you generate a script and create visuals. But, and this is the most important part, that final step is human curation. It's where a person comes in to shape the AI's output into a real story. The AI is an amazing assistant, but that human touch is still everything.
Okay, so let's walk through exactly how this works, step by step.
It really just boils down to these 4 key stages. You get your info, you generate a script, you create your visuals, and then you put it all together and polish it into a finished story.
The whole process starts by feeding the AI the raw information. So for us, that meant uploading research docs and news articles about the Supreme Court's ruling straight into Google's Notebook LM, which is this really cool AI tool that can basically read and make sense of tons of text. Notebook LM then goes to work analyzing all that text and helps us generate a script. It's great at pulling out the most powerful and important points, like this quote, which just cuts right to the chase and tells you exactly what's at stake.
Okay, so with the script ready, we need pictures, right? We need visuals to help tell the story. And that's where another AI tool steps in.
So by giving the AI a really descriptive prompt, just like this one, we can generate completely unique visuals that actually match the feeling and the content of our story. It helps make the whole thing feel way more cohesive.
And this is the key thing to remember. The AI gives us all these amazing building blocks, but it's still the human creator who has to assemble them into a story that actually makes sense and makes you feel something. That human touch is what makes it all work.
And you can really see the difference right here. The raw AI output, it's a great starting point, for sure. But it's the final, human-edited version that really brings the story to life, with all those layered graphics, the careful pacing, and a clear beginning, middle, and end.
This final stage is really where the art comes in. It's all about carefully layering the visuals, getting the timing just right, and making sure that the final product isn't just accurate, but that it actually connects with you on an emotional level.
So let's zoom out for a second and just think about the bigger picture here. What does all this technology really mean for us?
We are absolutely in a new era of making things. These powerful AI tools are making it possible for anyone, not just big media companies, to explain really complex topics, to turn a dense document into a compelling video that can be shared instantly. And that brings us to a really critical question. Just like that single number, 100 meters, failed to capture the true complexity of the Aravalli ecosystem, a polished AI-generated video might not always capture the full truth of a story. As these incredible tools become available to everyone, the responsibility of thinking critically falls on all of us, as both the people making these stories and the people watching them.